which we're about to perform, will be Coming Death, in the theme of Hip Hop 06. And we're starring Kenny and Perry as grave digger number 1, Lumumba, Diop as grave digger number 2, Kaitlin as Hamlet, and Yvonne Szeto as Horatio. So in this scene, Hamlet and Horatio, after 12 different days in England, finally returns to their home, Denmark, and drops on a gravestone. During a visit at a graveyard, Hamlet realizes something that's very important and also makes him really sad. Please enjoy our performance. Please watch out.
She'd be buried in Christian burial, where she willfully seeks her own salvation.
I tell you she is. Therefore, make her grave. Make her grave straight. The crowner has sat on it and found this Christian burial.
But how can that be? Unless she drowned herself in her own defense.
Like tis found so.
It must be say offendendo. It cannot be else. Here lies the point. If I drown myself wittingly, then I'll use an act. An act had 3 branches. Just to act, to do, and to perform. Oh God, she drowned herself wittingly.
Nay, good man, Dover.
Hey, give me leave. Here lies the water. Good. Here stands the man. Good. The man comes to the water and drowns. It is willy-nilly he goes, mark you that. But if the water comes to the man and drowns, he drowns not himself. Argal, he that is guilty not of his own death, shortens not his own life.
But is this law?
Guy merriest, crown his quest law.
Will you have truth on it? If this was not a good woman, she would have been buried out old Christian burial.
Why, there thou sayest, and the more pity the great white folk should have their own countenance in the world to drown or hang themselves in the even Christian. Come, my spade. I tell thee, there is no ancient gentleman but gardeners, ditchers, and grave diggers. Hold up out of profession.
Was he a good man?
First ever bore arms.
Why? He had none?
Art thou a heathen? How dost thou understand the scripture? The scripture said Adam digged. Will he dig without arms? Let me put another question to you. If thy answerest not to thy purpose, confess thyself.
Go to.
What is he that builds stronger than the mason, the shipwright, or the carpenter?
the gallows maker, for that frame outlives 1,000 takes.
Hey, I like that real well in your face. Gallows does well, but how does it well? It does well to those that do ill. Now thou dost ill to say the gallows built stronger than the church. Our God, the gallows may do well to thee. Do it again, come.
Who builds stronger than a mason, a shipwright, or a carpenter?
Aye, tell me that, unyoke.
Mass, I can tell.
Do it.
Mary, I cannot tell.
Cudgel thy brains no more about it. Your dull ass will not mend its pace with me. In the time that question is put to you next, say a grave digger. For the house he makes lasts till doomsday. Go, get thee and fetch my stupid liquor.
One that would circumvent God. Might it not? It might, my lord. Or of a courtier, which is say, good morrow, sweet lord. How does thou, sweet lord? And might be my lord such a one that praise. Praise my lord such a one when he went to beg it. Might it not? Ah, my lord. Why, even so. And now, my lady's room, chapless, and knocked about the mazurk with a Saxon spade. Here's fine revolution, and we have the trick to see it. Did these bones cost no more the breeding than to play logit at them with? Might ache to think on it.
All right. This is the last one of the night. Mix it up for you all. All right. This is nice. What up here? The gags and the spade, that's big for there, go shouting, jumping, for shooting, for such
There's another! Why may not that be the skull of a lawyer? Where be his quiddities now, his qualities, his cases, his tenors, and his tricks? Why does he suffer this mad knave now than to knock him about the sconce with a dirty shovel, and will not tell him of his action of battery?
This fellow might be in time a great buyer of land with his statues, his recognizances, his fines, his double vouchers, and his recoveries. Is this the fine of his fines or the recovery of his recoveries? To have his fine paint full of fine dirt. Will his vouchers voucher no more of his purchases, and double ones too, than the length and the breadth of a pair of indentures? The very conveyances of his land will lie sparsely in this box, and the interior itself will have no more.
Not a jot more, my lord.
Is not parchment made of sheepskin?
I my lord. And caskets too.
They are sheepskin caps. I seek out assurance in that. And what speaks of this fellow? Whose grave is this, Sarah?
Mine, sir. To be made for such a guest to speak.
What man dost thou dig it for?
But no man, sir.
I think it be thine indeed, for thou liest in it.
You lie out on it, sir, therefore it's not yours. For my part, I don't lie in it, yet it's mine.
Thou dost lie in it, to be in it, and to say it is thine. 'Tis for the dead, not for the quick. Therefore thou liest.
'Tis a quick lie, sir. Full away game from me to you.
What man dost thou dig it for?
No man, sir.
What woman then?
But none neither.
Who is to be buried in it?
One that was a woman, sir, but... Rest her soul, she dead.
How absolute knave is! We must speak by the card, or equivocation will undo us. By the Lord, Horatio. This 3 years after the age has grown so picked that the toe of a peasant comes so near the heel of the courtier that he gouts his kite. How long hast thou been grave maker?
Of all the days in the year, I came to it that I'll last hang Hamlet, but what came for it, bro?
How long is that since?
Can't you tell that? Any fool can tell that. It was the same day young Hamlet was born. He that's mad and sent to England.
I'm married. Why was he sent to England?
Because he was mad. He shall recover his wits there. Or if not, 'tis no great matter there.
Why?
'Twill not be seen in him there. There the men are as mad as he. Talking to y'all!
How he came mad?
Very strangely, they say.
How strangely?
Faith, he was losing his wits.
Upon what ground?
Why, here in Denmark. I've been sexton here, man and boy. 30 years.
How long will a man lie in the earth ere he rot?
Faith, if he be not rotten before he die, we have many pottery courses nowadays, scarce will be lying in. He'll last you 8 year, 9 year. Tanner will last you 10 year.
Why he more than another?
Why his hide is so tan with this... Why his hide is so tan with his trade to keep out water a great while. And your water's a sore decay of your horse undead body. Here's a skull now, hath lying in the earth 320 years.
Whose was it?
A horse on mad bellows it was! Whose do you think?
Nay, I know not.
Pestilence on him for a mad rogue. This same fellow put a flagon of Rhenish on my head once. This same skull, sir, was Yorick's skull, the king's jester.
This?
Eating that.
Let me see. At last. Poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. A fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times. And now, how abhorred in my imagination it is. My gorge rises at it. Your Hambell's lips I have kissed, I know not how oft. Where be your guides now? Your gambols? Your songs? Your flashes of merriment that were wont to set the table on a roar? Not one now to mock your own grinning, cried Chamberlain. Now get you to my lady's chamber and tell her, let her paint an inch thick. For this favor, she must come. Make her laugh at that. For thee, Horatio, tell me one thing.
What's that, my lord?
Dost thou think Alexander looked this old-fashioned in the earth?
Think so.
And smelt so?
Think so, my lord.
To what base uses we may return, Horatio? Why may not imagination trace the noble dust of Alexander till he find it stopping a bumhole?
Twere too curiously to consider so.
No! Faith? Not a jot. But to follow him thither with modesty and likelihood to lead it. And thus, Alexander died. Alexander was buried. Alexander returned to dust. The dust is earth. Of earth